Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review. This time, as a request by Chapter 22, I'll be reviewing the Rhino Morpher from Power Rangers Jungle Fury. So, the thing about this is a toy that I've always been reluctant about reviewing, and part of that is the general description. The thing about this is that despite what it says on the packaging and what it's called, this is not actually the Rhino Morpher. The Rhino Morpher was instead sold in America as a weapon called the Rhino Blade. What this is something called the Control Dagger that the Rhino Ranger uses to control his Zord, the Rhino Steel Zord. Originally, this was sold in Japan as the Sojuto, which was included with the deluxe side Dio as a control for its electronic features. And Bandai, in their stupidness, they really thought that they could get away with this. And, I don't think they did. I'm pretty sure even kids would be able to realize that what they see right here is not the Rhino Morpher. And the thing about the Rhino Blade, and I put that in air quotes, the thing about that is that what with Bandai having become extremely cruddy in toy distribution, especially in regards to Power Rangers weapons and stuff, I could never even find one in a store, let alone buy one. So, I can't even review the proper Rhino Morpher because I don't have it, and I could never find it. Which really goes to show that Bandai has really gone downhill a little bit in terms of toy distribution. So, this thing is also quite limited in what it does. And the thing is that they add some electronic features here, but the original Sojuto was not even meant to have electronics. It was meant to act as basically an on and off, an activator and deactivator for the side Dio. And the thing about that is that, Bandai also made that kind of tough. The thing about that is that they basically did release the side Dio in America. They released it as the Rhino Steel Megazord. The thing is, they released it as an extremely expensive Disney Store exclusive. Yeah. That really isn't too fair. Not many people go to a Disney store to buy Power Rangers toys, so selling the very biggest Megazord as an exclusive for that store isn't really fair to the fans. And as far as I know, they did not release a version of the Rhino Morpher with the Deluxe Rhino Steel Megazord. I think it just had an on and off switch for the electronics. So they just decided to package this as the Rhino Morpher. So getting on to the contents, we have the Rhino Morpher, a holster, and a plate for the Solar Morpher. And this part is pretty much useless. I'll show you. Here's the Solar Morpher. It's on. I'm just gonna put this plate right in here. If I can. Okay, here it is right in here. No sound. And that's because they didn't program in a sound for this plate. It shouldn't even exist. No pegs, so now the holes are filled. So this is useless, unless you want to go around wearing the Solar Morpher with this on it. And I really don't know how many people would want to do that. So I'll just move this out of the way. Looking at the Rhino Morpher, we see that it's molded in blue plastic, a nice dark blue plastic, with golden red paint. and the blade molded in some silvery gray plastic. We see up here a pretty nice detail of a rhino head, and it's actually rough and textured with some realistic looking eyes and ears and a couple of horns here and this big horn here. Also got a nice texture on the gold, and no texture here for the this little part here. And here's the holster. Has Power Rangers written right across the front here with the lightning bolt. This is actually designed after the shield that the Rhino Steel Megazord has, which is interesting. Just goes in right like that, and hanging on your belts or whatever. As for sounds, there are only two. The first sound is the morphing sound, which you just press this button right here while it's closed in, and you get this. It's basically the same morphing sound that you get out of Solar Morpher, so that's nothing big. Well, okay, technically it has 3 sounds, but 2 sounds activated by this button. The second sound is when you pull out the blade. And here you have the whole blade, not band length. Has this replacement blue part for where the horn that's in here used to be. A couple more dots. And you got that sound when you pull it out. You also get one more sound, which is a kind of slashing, clashing sound. And the thing about this is that it's not really good to play around with, because if you swing it, this thing is gonna do that. You'd have to basically hold the blade in place while you play with it. And the blade also goes past that point, so it's not all too great. There's no sound by holding the button in either mode either. And so honestly, this is really a toy for completionists and hardcore Jungle Fury fans. This is not really something I can recommend to many other people, because it really doesn't do that much. And something like this isn't really worth a 10, with its standard $10 price tag. This is worth maybe $3, $4, $5. This just isn't worth that much. And so I can't really recommend it all that much. I mean, I'm sorry, Untitled Chapter 22. I know you wanted me to review this, but, I'm just saying it how it is. This is not that great of a toy. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and check out my blog at krx50.blogspot.com. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.